and not just crashing out and running? I don't know. We shall see. Guys, tap the screen. As soon as we get up to 8,000 likes, I will open up the box. As soon as we get up to 8,000 likes, I will open up the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. If you are someone that is excited about the way the country is heading, if you are amped up and ready to tell me why, get in the box. Get in the box. Guys, let's get the likes up to 8,000 likes. Let's get the shares up as well. Let's get the shares. Holy smokes, we're at 70 shares. Whew, that's a lot. Guys, I'm hoping we can get some debates. I don't know. Trump supporters have been running scared, literally scared across this app, and there's only a few bold enough ones who will come up. But it's interesting. Even the ones that come up to speak with me, when they do come up, they take the option of like crashing out. They take the option of crashing out, which is wild. And I'm wondering if it's just because like they're ready to admit that they're scared of me, which if they are, like, I'll take that, right? Right? I mean, like, it's a thing. It's a thing. And I'm not even going to say that it's a bad thing, right? Like, at least they're willing to actually admit to something. And I'll take that. Guys, can we knock out the daily gift goal? It's the little love yous. If we can knock these out, right? I'm going to keep resetting to like the little 1 cent goals. If we can knock those out, it'll help push us out to the FYP and hopefully get more people in here so we can actually get some debates going, because we need them, right? We need them. Again, I'm really just hoping that Trump supporters actually are willing to engage. And Trump supporters, you guys got another quote unquote win coming, right? I don't know if everyone saw this, but apparently Susan Collins and Josh Hawley have said, okay, they're willing to actually take the quote unquote big, beautiful bill to the Senate floor for a vote. So understanding that this bill, which again is supposed to be like this big thing, right? This big thing for Trump supporters, this big thing for Donald Trump, this big, beautiful bill, they're going to actually give the opportunity to vote on it. And the bill is going to be so harmful. It's going to be so harmful to millions of Americans. Millions of Americans are going to have so many of the important social safety nets that they need cut. And you know what's like even more interesting about this entire thing? With this quote unquote big, beautiful bill, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who represents Louisiana, is going to be one of the most impacted members of Congress when it comes to the area that is going to be affected by this bill. I think they said that like something crazy, like almost somewhere between 30 and 38% of people that live in Louisiana are on Medicaid. And so Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, right? The person that is in the presidential line of succession, Mike Johnson, the person who has the most to lose if this bill is passed, what up, twin, is literally going to pass a bill that's not only going to harm his constituents, but it's going to harm his ability to stay in power. And I think that's interesting that they're willing to do that, to do two things. One, to give billionaires more tax cuts, because we understand that's what it's about. And two, they're willing to do that in order to appease Trump. It's weird. It's weird. No? All right, guys. Again, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Please, guys, do not request up. If you are not a Trump supporter, this is not late nights. This is Sparring. And we are only talking to Trump supporters. We are only talking to Trump supporters. If you're friendly, keep doing all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Again, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent goals. And if we can actually knock those out, it will, again, it'll keep pushing us out to the FYP guys. W's in the chat for Chris. What up, Chris? What up, what up, Ghost? Thank you for having the discussion about race and racism. I learned a lot. Also, I'm about to buy myself some more Black and Bold coffee. Listen, you absolutely got to do it. You absolutely got to do it. That Black and Bold coffee is absolutely amazing. Like it changed my life. The W's in the chat for Chris, guys. If you want to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? If you're over on YouTube and you would like to support, you can do so with a YouTube super chat, and I will read that message out. Danielle, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, so I didn't mean to join. I'm the one who sent the message about Mandela yesterday. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries. I'll drop you down. Thank you so much. Guys, get in the box if you're a Trump supporter. Mods, I see that there are some requests that are going out. I see you guys are requesting that these Trump supporters get in the box, and you guys know how much I love you for that, right? I do. Why don't Democrats ever talk about the alienation? Hey, cool. Hey, James, come up. I'm sending you a request to come up. We can talk about it. Also, mods, you know how much I love you, right? I love all of you. And so with that being said, I'm giving you carte blanche to not only invite Trump supporters up, but if Trump supporters are in the chat and they're yapping, go ahead and mute them. What up, Itchy? Go ahead and mute them. Because you know what? We are giving them a platform to speak. And how dare you, Trump supporters? How dare you, after having the ability to take center stage, try to sit in the cheap seats and run your mouth? It's easy to be brave in the comments, but it's hard to get on the stage in the spotlight and sing. So mods, if Trump supporters want to actually yap from the comments, let them yap from outside of the club. Mute them. Don't block them. Mute them. And let them watch.
Guys, proof right here that he's not just.
Sure. Wait. Hold on, bud. Slow down. My bro Jacobs,
like
are you a Trump? Are you a Trump supporter? I just requested
to get up here and he let me up. So that's proof right here.
Okay. Are you a Trump supporter?
Nope. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to prove to people that you're not trying to mute us.
Okay. Cool. I appreciate you. I'm going to drop you down. Yeah. Thank you. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. Yeah, we know. Like, I appreciate you. Yeah. Trump supporter. You know what's interesting? They lie. Okay, let me be specific because we know Trump supporters lie. We know that, right? I know I said that and you guys like, duh. We know that, Santana. Trump supporters lie. They lie a lot. They lie about, like, they say, oh, you block me, you mute me, you won't let me up. And all the time, they're never in the request. Again, it's always them pretending. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. Only talking to Trump supporters. Joshua, are you a Trump supporter?
Nigger.
Okay. Did that excite you? And you weren't. I didn't even get an opportunity to kick you or block you. Like, it's weird. Did you think that hurt my feelings? Anyway, guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. Listen, this is what what the funny thing is about like the internet is it gives people this sense of bravery that they never had. Stacey, are you a Trump supporter?
And also and I can't believe that if you hate somebody so much, you talk about them all day long.
Yeah, that's
crazy?
cool. So you are a Trump supporter?
Yeah, look at you.
Okay, cool. Stacey, question for you. Do you know who I am?
Well, by the look of it, it says Santana.
Awesome. But to be a little bit more specific, I'm assuming you've never like seen what this actually is or anything, right?
I don't think so, man.
Okay, no worries.
I'd have to dig through the files to see if I've seen you before, but I don't think so.
No, that's cool.
I would remember a pretty ugly face.
You know what? You would. Good thing I'm cute. But question, Stacey, would you mind if I give you and the rest of the chat an introduction to not only who I am, but what this is? Would you mind if I give you, not only you but the rest of the chat an introduction to who I am and what this is?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. One moment.
Hold on one second. I'm getting a phone call.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Guys, if you are not a Trump supporter, please do not request up. We are not talking to friendlies. This is not late nights. This is sparring. So only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We have Stacey up here. Stacey, I have one more question for you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Stacey, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
C, all the above.
Awesome. Well, I think I just won the game. You can't prove me wrong. You just openly admitted that you voted for all of them. Cool. I guess we're done.
Yeah, what do we do now, man? Do we just keep jacking our dicks or what?
Maybe. Or, hey, Stacey, I got one last question for you. Do you like magic?
Do you? I bet your laundry's on your floor next to your bed right now, man.
Hey, Stacey.
I bet your laundry's in your bathroom right now on the floor.
He admitted that I'm right. He can't prove me wrong. And then he did the weird thing where he tried to rage bait. Trump supporters, you guys aren't good at this. It's weird. The confidence of mediocre white men. I swear. Listen, ladies, every single woman that's listening to this live right now, every single femme presenting person listening to this live right now, if you all had the confidence of mediocre white men, you all would rule the world. Like literally rule the world. That's wild. Anywho, guys, Trump supporters, get in the box. Trump supporters, get in the box. And actually, when you get up here, make sure you have something better going on than, say weird stuff. It's interesting. It's just interesting. Dr. Julio, how are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
Yeah, good. Dr. Julio, are you driving?
No, I'm in the passenger. I'm not the one driving.
Okay, cool. Apex, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay. All right. Dr. Julio, give me a second if you don't mind. Apex, got a question for you.
Yeah. Okay. I was just reading your prompt. I'm sorry. I just saw the MAGA blame and I requested it.
Apex, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedoms, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
I didn't want America to crash out and run.
No, well, I mean, the crash out and run portion is for you and the other Trump supporters, which you guys are actually really good at. Like, no lie. Like, you guys are actually really good at crashing out and running. But that's like the option I would prefer you not take. So which one did you actually vote for?
I mean, is that what made him president? We crash out and run?
I mean, yeah, you guys, you lean on your feelings and you lean on the fifis in your tum-tum. You voted for a populist president because you don't know any of his policies. You can't actually explain anything that he has done or will do and actually substantiate it. The only thing that you know is that your feelings were so big and Trump actually addressed your feelings, whether it was hate, whether it was fear, or whether it was just, leaning into the mediocrity, which is the average American. Like, he made you embrace those feelings, and that's why you voted for him. So crashing out and run is actually the thing that you guys do best. So would you like to actually tell me which one specifically you voted for?
I just said it. I don't want America to crash out and run. I wanted to make America great again.
Okay,
That's
cool,
why.
cool. So let's talk about it, Apex. How is Donald Trump gonna quote unquote make America great again?
Has. I can tell you
He
how
has.
he has.
Oh, okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right. Well, originally, I think he galvanized the side of the world. 77 million of us. I'll take whatever number you go with, though. Just say the
77 million
majority.
people that voted for him. Okay, it wasn't the majority, but it was 77 million.
Okay, so we won enough of the major categories to say
Sure.
that we won.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. He made history doing that. That's a great thing.
Wait,
about America.
wait. Hold on. How was that history?
Well, he was the most. Well, after what do you call that? C19. I don't know how to say it. TikTok friendly.
Yeah, C19. You got a friend.
Yeah. So C19 after the indictments, after
Wait,
all
hold
of that.
Oh, okay. Then you're tying it back into the 77 million votes.
Exactly.
Okay, but
That's
how is the
exactly my
77
point.
million votes historic? I'm still confused about that.
Because
Are
he
you saying that?
galvanized the
Oh,
side.
okay. Oh, so you're saying that even though that he is a 34 count felon, a convicted, an actual adjudicated rapist, someone who handled the pandemic in a shit show of a way, causing over 1 million Americans to lose their lives, and after he was someone who tried to overthrow democracy, that 77 million people was still willing to actually vote for him. That's what you're saying.
And president, right? So there's a president sandwich in between. Oh, after all that list you
know
made,
what? I
is the word
agree with you
president
there.
right after that.
Actually, Apex, I agree. There were 77 million people that were willing to take in all that information, knowing, one, that Donald Trump literally has been the worst president in modern history by multiple indicators, and he has done nothing to benefit the everyday American, added so much to the debt, at the same time cost so many people their lives, and literally is a known racist, sexist, classist, and he added on fascist, and people were still like, yep, I'm still willing to vote for that. You're right. You're right. 77 million people actually did that.
And you're glad he's doing so poorly?
What do you mean?
You're saying that he's doing poorly. Are you glad he's doing so poorly?
No. Why would I be glad that he's doing poorly? That doesn't
All
make
right.
sense.
So what has he done well then? So we can work on that. So we
Nothing.
can make sure that the next
Nothing.
president.
He's literally done nothing.
Zero.
Well. Nothing well.
So zero. So do you want him to do well?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you want him to do then?
Do more than I would. You know what? And this is in all seriousness. This is something that I tell Trump supporters all the time.
I'm only serious.
Sure,
I'm only
I hear
serious.
you. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I tell Trump supporters all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All he needs to do is follow the law. That's it. Like, because the wild thing about all of this stuff, because people talk about like, oh, the mass deportation and da 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 da. Like, I don't agree with it, but he can do it. He can do it, but just do it the legal way, right? Stop.
Can I ask you a question, Santana?
Okay,
What?
can I finish my sentence and then
Oh, I thought I heard you say. I thought he can do it was the punchline. Okay.
No. I said, but just do it the legal way. I mean, like the reason why Barack Obama was able to take the title and the claim of being deporter in chief is because Barack Obama literally followed the letter of the law and had an actual strategic approach as far as the targeting undocumented immigrants that had just recently come into the country and that were close enough to the border. That's why he was actually so successful with his deportation process. And if Donald Trump wanted to be successful, all he had to do is follow the law instead of, what he's doing. But you had a question.
How do you demonstrate that you're following the law?
Sure.
How's that demonstrated?
Sure. By actually, one, giving people due process, pretty simple. But two, when your cases are taken to court, because that's a legal process and they're challenged, don't get struck down by the courts. And like we understand that the Supreme Court is someone that leans in Trump favor. I mean, they had massive rulings for him yesterday, but there's other things that he has done that has been deemed illegal by the Supreme Court. And when they do so, the Trump administration continues to try to double, triple, quadruple down on the things that they're doing.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. So let's just say he's done 100 things that were against the law. I mean, 100 actions. Okay. And let's say a certain percentage of them were challenged. Okay. Right? Were more of them challenged or less of them not challenged? Like, what was that percentage? Do you know? I kind of know.
Okay. Well, would you tell me? I'm a little confused by your question, but
so most of the actions he's done, if they were challenged, they went through, right?
Wait, are you saying, hold on, I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to make sure I understand your question. I'm a little confused as far as what you're saying.
Let me do the measures right. He did something like 238 executive orders, right?
Okay.
All right.
Are you saying that is there a majority of his EOs legally challenged? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm using it to represent the larger point because I'm trying to say that.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying.
Okay, because you're saying that he broke the law. Well, if he broke the law, the way it's demonstrated by courts challenging, I agree, because that's why parts of governments have checks so they can check the other. Right now, maybe you can argue that he's testing the bounds a little bit too much, but those bounds are being tested in the Supreme Court. And I'll agree with you. He's lost some, which means you want to say that he's doing things that are against the law. He should follow the laws. Well, he has won some as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the majority.
I just admitted that. Like I said, literally, the Supreme Court gave him massive victories yesterday. And again, let's not play games, right? I mean, this is
So that's against the law or with the law?
What are you talking about?
Is Supreme Court's giving him, that's the other branch of government, that is his check. So he said something and it was challenged in court.
If you actually and then stop
he won.
talking for half a second, let me finish the sentence. I promise you'll understand what I'm saying, because I think you're missing what I'm saying. The point that I'm making is Donald Trump has the Supreme Court in his favor. He literally, Donald Trump has not only the House, the Senate, but the Supreme Court in his favor. If he actually just did the things within the bounds of the law without trying to break the law to do these things, he could get anything done that he wanted to get done.
He's doing that now.
He's not. The Supreme Court had a unanimous decision. The Supreme Court had a unanimous decision saying that Donald Trump, the actions that he took as far as deportation, Obrero Garcia, was illegal. And then instead of Donald Trump just actually, getting him back, they went through a whole song and dance before he came back into the country. And now they're saying that as soon as, because he was ordered to be released from ICE custody, they said as soon as he's released from ICE custody, they're going to deport him again just to a different country, which technically could have been done in the first place.
Oh, you think we voted for him because the reasons you voted for him? No.
Well, I didn't vote for him. I'm confused. What do you mean?
I mean, for you, the reason why you didn't vote for him, excuse me.
No, you don't know the reason why I didn't vote for him.
Okay, we voted for him for birthright citizenship. We voted for him for immigration. We voted for him for ICE. We voted for him for tax breaks for above a certain income. We voted
What's
for him
a certain
for
income?
over a certain income.
What's the? Oh, you mean the wealthy? Got
Whatever.
It. Got it.
You call it whatever.
Yeah,
you want.
I mean, I hear you. Listen, I'm not
check
disputing
mark.
the actual.
Check. Right.
What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm not disputing the hateful rhetoric that you actually voted for. I mean, I get it, right? You voted because you wanted to get more people out of the country. You voted because you wanted to actually increase your wealth. You voted because for some reason you don't think that people born in America should be American citizens. Cool. I mean, that's your right to vote for all those hateful
That people
things.
born in America should be American citizens? What?
Yes, that's birthright citizenship.
No, that people born in America should be American citizens.
Yeah, you don't think
correcting
that.
you. I think,
But
no,
if I may,
you didn't ask me.
No,
I'm trying to tell
but
me.
you just said you voted for birthright citizenship. The person that's trying to challenge birthright citizenship is the Trump administration. Dr. Julio, you about to say something?
You can't make that statement about him trying to challenge the proper political context. Trump himself stated plainly that the birthright citizenship was meant to be a protection for freed slaves, not illegal immigrants. So if you're going to make that statement, it's very important to at least in this instance.
Only statement I'm making is W.
Well, not you. I think that wasn't a question.
He thinks that you're up here for him. Just FYI, Apex. Hold on one second, Dr. Julio. I know Dr. Julio's been on mute and everything. He's a Trump supporter. Just an FYI, and yeah, also Dr. Julio, your sound isn't great.
I've been on with Dr. Julio before. I know what he is. I'm not.
Cool.
I don't. He gets in the details like that. I'm just calling it a W. I don't. The semantics is semantic. Did he want birthright citizenship challenged?
Yeah.
Did he get birthright citizenship ruled in his favor?
Yeah.
That's a W.
Oh, okay. I'm confused by what does that have to do with anything?
That's what we want. Remember, he kept telling you during the campaign. He's been telling you since the campaign. You're going to see more winning and winning and winning. He just last week. Wait. You say the actual that's a lie. But you're saying that when he was making the promises about winning, because maybe I misunderstood what Trump was talking about. I thought that Trump was talking about when he was saying there were going to be more winning. There was going to be actual progress. I thought that he meant there was going to be actual progress, things that are happening to the United States as far as progression that would be considered a win. You just meant winning more court cases. I meant winning, period. I can name you 5 wins right now. Okay, hold on, wait. Name 5 quote unquote wins that are not court cases. Go. What do you mean that are not court cases? Not court cases? Because you said you're talking about specifically court cases. Cool. Let's name 5 wins that aren't quote unquote court cases. For Donald Trump before this date? No, in this administration, not past administration, this administration. Okay, of course. That's. Do you see what you have to do in order to limit the wins? Do you notice that? Name 5. Do you see that? How? Do you see what am I doing? What am I doing? By saying not his. Wait. You said. Wait. No. Because you just said. You just said 5 wins, and he said on the campaign trail, which was this past election, that we were going to be quote unquote winning. I said, cool. Yeah, name 5 things. Name 5 things, right? And I wasn't talking about court cases. Did he say not court cases? But so again, and that's what I'm saying. So are you saying your point is that Donald Trump is just saying that he's going to win more court cases? Cool. That's weird. Instead of actually doing anything to progress the country. I hear you. That's weird. Who cares about the quote unquote court cases? What is he doing for the country? What do you mean? Who cares about court cases? That's what your country is built on: is court cases and challenging. 80% of the government is lawyers. You're talking about the law. But again, what do you mean? What does court cases, winning court cases, actually do to benefit everyday Americans? So civil rights wasn't done through courts? Yeah. You're absolutely right. Okay, so that's what it does. Now explain to me. What are you talking? How about this? Explain to me one court case that Donald Trump has won in this administration that has been impactful the way that civil rights was. Go. Okay. Just the other day, we wanted to understand if you could get rid of Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade.
So
to repeal it.
they challenged your role in
ding,
this
ding.
administration?
Ding ding,
Did they challenge your role in this administration?
ding ding.
Yes or no? You listen, you're sitting up here lying because you don't have a point. You heard exactly what I said. You heard exactly what I said. And also, no, Roe wasn't actually challenged in court. What are you talking about?
Ding.
What are you talking about, ding ding? You're literally not saying anything. You didn't answer the question. What was the question?
I did answer.
What was the question?
I answered.
What was the question?
You asked me, name a win of his that didn't have anything to court cases didn't have anything to do with court cases in this administration. That's as impactful as civil rights. And I said the repeal of Roe v. Wade.
Sure. When was Roe repealed?
I don't care. You mean the court case, Roe?
When was it repealed?
I don't care. Did
it happen in this administration? Yes or no?
Isn't that what's going on?
Did it happen in
right
this
now?
administration? Yes or no?
Santana, are you?
Did it happen in this? You literally
Santana.
just repeated my question,
Santana.
and you repeated my
Is
question.
Trump responsible for the
No,
repeal of Roe v.
Apex.
Wade?
I need you to lock in, right? I need you to lock in because you're not answering the question. You're being disingenuous. You're being absolutely disingenuous. Now answer the question. Was the repeal of Roe, did that happen since Trump has been in office? Yes or no? You're on mute, bud. All right. There we go. Yes or no?
Roe v. Wade. That was
Yes
the
or
answer
no?
to the question.
No, it's not, because that's not the question that I asked. That's not the question I asked. Apex, if you want to just admit that you're a disingenuous liar, then just say it and we can move on.
Is that how you're going to do this?
Because that's what you're doing. You can't answer a simple question after lying about the question that I gave you and you repeated it.
Santana.
You literally repeated my question. Did you repeat my question?
Is the Trump
Apex, you are absolutely a disingenuous liar.
cooked?
How? You can't answer a question. You can't answer a question as far as what Donald Trump has actually done that has been as impactful as the civil rights within this administration. You can't actually answer 5 things that Donald Trump has done. 5 things that Donald Trump has done since coming back into the office that had nothing to do with court cases. You know what, Apex? You know what? You literally just lost. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Tastes like victory. Guys, W's in the chat for Chris. Chris sent another $1 donation saying, can you tell Apex that I respect the man's right to shut the fuck up? He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you're over on YouTube and you would like to support the live, you can do so with a YouTube super chat. And I will read out that YouTube super chat. Also, make sure you're liking the stream. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you're liking the stream. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. This is going to be wild. Only talking to Trump supporters. We're not talking to friendly. Django, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir. Dango 35 from Atlanta, Georgia, and I voted for the threat to democracy, Donald John Trump.
Donald Timothy Trump. I hear you. All right. Whew. Awesome name. Give me 1 second. W's in the chat for Daniela. Daniela, thank you so much for the $15 donation. I would definitely I will read this entire message and get back to you as quickly as I can. But W's in the chat for Daniela for that $15 donation. Thank you so much, Daniela. Guys, if you would like to support, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Django, you said you are a Trump supporter, right?
Yes, Dango. Dango minus the J. Just
Dango. Cool. Dango, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Dangle, which one did you vote for? More war, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
Number 5. I will say the quiet part out loud when J6 happened and Trump supporters are out there trying to say, no, it wasn't about overturning democracy. What it was is we would rather have a Republican king than we would continue along with a Democrat in power.
That's interesting. So, that's wild. So democracy just isn't your thing.
Yeah, I would say. So, kind of like how the founding fathers were against, say, pure democracy. At some point, there's an acceleration of information that gets around, and the people are no longer able to responsibly govern. And I would say that's evidenced by we elected a felonious rapist who couldn't really get a whole lot done his first time around.
Right. Well, you voted for him, right?
Yes, but not for Donald Trump, but for the Heritage Foundation.
Ah, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Trump is a useful idiot.
He is.
And
he absolutely is. I get it.
can I ask, is it not a pretty strong condemnation of the effectiveness of democracy?
Oh yeah. No, listen, you won't get an argument out of me about that one. What's the thing that I will always do is give proper credit where it's due. And I in no way, shape, or form actually support anything that the Republican Party or the Heritage Foundation does. But the one thing that I will give them props for is their commitment to a long-term strategy. Like the Heritage Foundation has a plan. They've had a plan. They've executed their plan to, as best as they could hope at this current time. But they've continued to actually implement not only like their plan, but they've implemented things from a ground up effort, not just, the figurehead at the top, but they've put people in place in local and state levels that allows them to continue to do the things they're doing.
It is shocking how they've been so politically effective. So say, for instance, you have Mitch McConnell, when he's the Senate minority leader, he ends up being able to get a damn SCOTUS pick pushed through.
Yeah.
And Democrats have a minority leader. They say, we don't know what to do.
Yeah. I can't argue with that point. So help me understand this, Dango, though, right? So I'm not against your premise as far as democracy, right? I do think that there are certain aspects of democracy that it just doesn't work, right? But moving towards a monarchy, right, a king, like what are we doing there? Because that's, proven throughout the history of the world not to work.
Yeah, I would say when you have, say, call it a monarchy, call it unitary executive theory, when you have someone who's able to move quickly, it can go either really well or it can go really bad.
Yeah, it can. It can.
And it just kind of felt like where the Democrats were headed, they'd kind of proven that they were unable to wield power effectively.
I think both parties are unable to wield power effectively. And I say that in the sense of the Democratic Party tends to be paralyzed by their own inability, right? Their own lack of conviction when it comes to actually doing things. And the Republican Party, absolutely, and I've said this a million times, when the Republican Party has the hammer, they swing it, but they often swing it to only benefit the few, not the majority, which is a huge issue with me.
Yeah, they certainly, they've managed to gaslight America into thinking, say, for instance, that they are the party of fiscal responsibility.
Which is insane.
I mean, over the course of an average Republican term since World War II, debt as a percentage of GDP goes up around 11% under Republicans, but like 4.6% under Democrats. But somehow we've convinced y'all that we're the party of fiscal responsibility. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. So, Dango, what's the end game? Like, I mean, and I get it, right? More so to have the political party in power that best represents your interests for as long as possible. But like, what's the shift? Because I don't think that the country shifting towards a whatever one rule system, right? So to whatever authoritarian shape regime that we get is going to be beneficial. So I mean, like, what's the play? Because it's going to be super harmful to the millions of Americans that are here. Welcome in, Dan Raid. Welcome in, Dan Raid. Dango?
So I'm sorry, I got distracted by the Danny Raid. I thought it said Dan Raid 2 and I got confused.
Yeah. Oh, Danny. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Dan. I'm sorry. Danny Raid. I apologize. Danny Raid. Welcome in, Danny Raid. I'm sorry, guys. I looked up for half a second. I was in the zone. I'm sorry. Good. Thank you for calling out.
I think folks are just kind of flying by the seats of their pants and hoping that it works out. I will say I'm less confident in my vote for Donald Trump now than I was on November 5th.
Tell me why.
I'd say the biggest one is going to be, I believe, it was page 8, chapter 2, section 3 of the 2024 GOP platform, which was to carry out the largest mass deportation program in American history. And Trump is not on track to do that. The numbers aren't there.
Yeah, I agree. They're unable to actually execute at the level that they should, right? And we know for a fact that them actually being unable to do so is just kind of a trademark of what's happening. That's why they're starting to target other specific avenues as far as deportation, whether it's them showing up to churches, schools, or even court hearings, right? So there's that. Got a question for you, though, Dango. Because
Yeah, what's up?
I just got a little bit of feedback. Dango, did you really vote for Trump? Or are you a Democrat?
I can say I am a registered Republican. I don't want to lie to you. I did not vote for Donald Trump.
Okay. All right. I'm going to drop you down. I mean, it's, you know what? I should have known because you gave me way too much actual information. We had too much of a real conversation. You got to go. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Santana. Take care, okay?
Have a good one. I knew something was off. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We're only talking to Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Guys, please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. Dr. Pepper, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, can you give me 1 second? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. W's in the chat for Justin. Justin sent a $10 donation saying, "You're awesome. Just wanted to say thank you for being a good source of entertainment and education as always for my cross-country road trip from Washington to New York." Hey, okay. So you're actually doing it right now. Always appreciate. Listen, Justin, be safe. I've literally not made that trip from Washington to New York, but I made the trip from South Carolina to Washington. It's a long thing and it's going to be a long drive, but it's awesome seeing the whole country. Wait, I hope you go through South Dakota. Like I swear I drove through South Dakota for like 8 hours, just nothing. Also, W's in the chat for Alaskan who sent a $5 donation saying, I will say one thing Trump has done great is unify Americans against his BS and lead us to peaceful protests, unlike Trumpers that smeared on the Capitol walls. You're absolutely right about that. W's in the chat for Alaskan. Thank you so much for that donation, guys. If you'd like to donate, you can. Santana Speaks 24. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Okay, Dr. Pepper. Sorry about that. Thank you.
First, thanks for being intellectually honest. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that guy was kind of just pretending to be MAGA.
It was interesting to because so this is what I say. I've talked to people who are accelerationists and they voted for Trump and they have a similar premise, but it's just not the monarchy type deal. They want a reform of government in totality. And they're like, well, we think that Trump is the fastest way to get to that point. And so I see what you're. Oh, you still there?
did. So that's all his quoted like king-like moves, executive order type stuff. He was just playing. He was playing devil's advocate. He was.
Who was? But you're an actual Trump supporter, right? Dr. Pepper, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, can you hear me?
You keep cutting out. You keep cutting out.
I am here,
for some
sir.
reason.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
I'm
yep,
sorry.
yep. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You said you are a Trump supporter,
it's
right?
poor connection. Damn it. Okay. Yes, and it's
all right.
The first one, more war.
Well, hold on. I got a question for you. Well, your connection is bad.
Yeah.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Dr. Pepper? Your
Yes.
connection is really bad.
Yes, I'm here, man. Is this better?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I don't know if having the volume turned down made a difference, but
Yeah,
anyways,
do you hear a delay?
Go ahead.
I think you hear. Hey, Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna have to drop you down. If you can fix that connection, come back up. I would love to talk to you.
See if we're...
That connection is wicked, like absolutely wicked. Absolutely wicked. Guys, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things to let the TikTok know that we are in the building. I know that our daily gift holder, it's the donuts. It's the donuts. If we can knock that out, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Bring them back, though. Yeah, I mean, if his signal is better, I'd be more than happy to bring him back. Guys, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that voted for Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We are only looking for Trump supporters. We are only looking for Trump supporters. Please only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Guess you're not a Trump supporter. Got it. It's weird. What's happening? What in the world is happening? Lightwork, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Lightwork, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
The love of isms and phobia.
Okay, all right, awesome. Real quick, what year were you born?
92.
Okay, and that makes you how old?
33 now.
Okay, perfect. I just had to do that. Awesome. And Lightwork, I'm sorry, is there something else I can call you besides Lightwork? Sade. I like that name. Sade, so you said that you actually voted for the love of isms and phobias.
Well, I don't know what you mean by isms, but...
Racism, sexism, classism, fascism.
Oh. No, but I didn't see any reasons why, so I figured the phobia was the closest thing. Because it seems like if you don't agree with like trans women, they say you're fearful or you have this phobia. But
yeah, I mean,
it's because you don't like something don't mean you're afraid of it.
Wait, what? Okay, cool. So you voted for Donald Trump because you don't like transgender people?
I don't believe that they should be in female spaces. And
what? Wait, female what? Female kangaroo? Female giraffe? Female
the men dressing like like
you
women.
said you don't think they should be in female spaces. I'm just confused. What female spaces? Are we talking female coyotes? Female turtles?
Spaces.
No.
Like the bathrooms,
female
locker rooms.
Yeah, but what female?
Women.
Oh, so you mean you don't think they should be in women's spaces? So not female spaces, but women's spaces.
Correct.
Okay, cool. So your premise is that you voted for Donald Trump because you don't think that transgender women should be in women's spaces.
I also feel like my Second Amendment right was more protected. I felt like
there's no way you can think that. Like like the first one, because you're a woman and you're speaking from a certain perspective. Okay, cool. But the second point, that as far as your Second Amendment right, there's no way you can believe that. C-Bucks, thank you so much for the subscription. You know why I say that?
Are you going to talk about the bump is stocks or whatever?
Donald Trump literally violated your Second Amendment right. And not only that, but Donald Trump has openly advocated for taking away people access to their pew-pews without due process, which we know he likes doing stuff without due process. But literally, he said
he didn't say that before his during his campaign. He was an advocate for.
No, you're right. He said that while he was president.
But the second,
he literally said that while he was president.
Yeah, but we voted prior to it, so you know.
No. You voted after he said that as president.
You talking about during his first term?
Yeah, he openly said that we should take away people's pews and then give them due process afterwards.
Was there a video that you saw, or is there?
Yeah, no. He was literally. It was after a mass pew-pewing. He was talking to his then at the time VP Mike Pence, and Mike Pence was talking about what they should do, and Donald Trump said that we should take away people's pews and then allow them due process afterwards. He said there should not be a situation where you should have to wait to take away people's pews. So literally, and Mike Pence tried to walk him back and say, well, no, we want to wait. We want to give people access to due process. And Donald Trump was like, no. A lot of times you can't wait. So we just need to take them away.
Well, I never personally heard that, and I didn't see any legislation that suggested that he wanted to. But his first term in office, I didn't like him. I wanted to pew him. But I just thought he was a better candidate than
on TikTok.
I mean, I hear you.
No, I mean, like literally for you to say that on TikTok, that's wild. So let's try not to say that again. We don't want the live to come down, but
Yeah, I see my bad.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
But I just felt like he was a better option than Harris. Harris was also talking about. She was talking about buybacks and.
No, she wasn't.
I've heard her. I've listened.
She literally wasn't talking about buybacks at all while she was running for president this term.
In her rallies.
Okay. Yeah, not sure what just happened. W's in the chat for Jana. Jana sent a $5 donation. Phobia is also a disgust or strong aversion to. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. Yeah, listen, we know what they're about. We absolutely know what they're about, and we know why they did that. W's in the chat for Justin as well. Justin went through South Dakota the other day. It was so flat and boring. And those gas prices were nice though. Yes, listen, driving through South Dakota, there was nothing. There was like nothing, just a bunch of nothing. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We're not looking, this is not late nights. We are only talking to Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Torrit, are you a Trump supporter?
Hi, Taro. Sorry.
Taro, I'm sorry. Right. Taro.
I have a clarifying question to ask real quick.
Wait, are you a Trump supporter?
No, but I will get off just so you can answer this real quick.
I can't do that. Listen, I appreciate you so much, but you can drop the question in the chat. You can send it directly to one of the mods. You can, there's multiple ways if you have a question, but please don't request up. Please respect my boundaries. I am only looking for debates with Trump supporters. Please respect my boundaries. Thank you. I appreciate you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana, and there's only one Trump supporter in the box, and I refuse to engage with this Trump supporter. I refuse. Trump supporters, where you at? Trump supporters, get in the box. Did you all get scared? Did you all get scared? Yeah, that's exactly who it is, E. You know it. You absolutely know it. Yes, that's exactly who it. You guys know exactly who it is. Boeing, are you a Trump supporter? That's weird. Why do you guys always get on here and get weird? Like, what is it about? What is it about you guys? That you're so weird. Holy smokes! I don't get it. I don't know. W's in the chat for Brookie. Brookie sent a $1 donation. Appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you way more, Brookie. Brookie, how do you love the coffee? Also, W's in the chat for Chris. Chris sent a $1 donation. It's a majority of red flags when 2A is more important than someone's human rights, right? This coming from someone who is a part of a marginalized community. Listen, you're absolutely right about that, Chris. Guys, thank you for the donation. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Anything's accepted. Everything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube and would like to send a YouTube super chat, you can do that, and I will read that YouTube super chat out. Guys, let's get the likes up to 125,000 likes. Tap the screen. Uncle MAGA, I don't want to take this for granted. Are you a Trump supporter?
What's up, dude? Yeah, I sure am.
Okay, perfect. Uncle, got a question for you.
What's happening?
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Uncle, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
None of that stuff.
Hold on one second, Uncle. Hold on one second. Elliot, wait. Guys, don't block Elliot. Don't block Elliot. Yo, Elliot, get in the box. Elliot, you literally come in here and say that it's weird. You come in here I'm glad we muted him. You come in here every single day, you watch, and then you always say, oh, that's so cringy. But yet you sit in the chat and you watch. Can't even get you to request up. Also, Johnny, you saying you're blocking me? Cool. Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, right? And
yeah, don't even block me, Johnny.
Like the weird thing is, Johnny, is first and foremost, if you're gonna block me, just do it. Who cares? I don't know who you are. You're literally in my live. Second of all, you don't get to talk in the chat. All right, Uncle. Which one did you vote for?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I voted for no new wars. Yeah.
You mean more war?
What war are you talking about?
Well, I mean, there's been 2 wars already that have occurred under the Trump administration.
Like what?
Well, the Pakistan and India war, and then also the war between Israel and Iran. And also, let's not forget about the wars that still haven't stopped in Ukraine and Russia, and also what Israel is doing to innocent Palestinians. So, yeah, lots of wars.
Those are all old wars.
No. They all happened under the Trump administration.
No.
Well, I'm sorry. The last two didn't. They're still going on, but the first two, the first two started under the Trump administration.
No, you're total. You think Iran and Israel just decided they hate each other since Trump?
I'm not talking about hate, but they weren't at war prior to Donald Trump being in office.
Dude, Israel had been planning out that attack since last year.
Yeah, okay, but when did they attack?
They attacked this year.
Okay, but they didn't attack. They didn't attack while Joe Biden was in office. Why?
Who knows why? Maybe their intel was off. Who the hell knows? But the point is, it's not.
I think you know what? You're absolutely right. That's a fair statement as far as saying who knows why. But I would like to say that Bibi Netanyahu has been emboldened by Donald Trump. I mean, like, he knows that Donald Trump will allow him to get away with more. And so I can't say for a fact that, you know, he waited specifically and knowing, thank you for the awesome things. But I mean, like, literally, Donald Trump is emboldened Bibi Netanyahu. So
wait, so he literally started a war when Biden was president, though. So what are you talking about?
Who, Bibi?
Yeah, Bibi.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Biden was the president when he started fighting with the Palestinians.
Well, I mean, G-siding right? G-siding the Palestinians, but I'm confused with that. What that has to do with like the more wars, because again, there's more. I'm not saying that they're, you know, that's why I didn't mention the two that have already been active. I mean, I touched on them for half a second, but I'm talking about the two new wars under Trump.
That's not new, though. They've been fighting since before you and I were babies.
I hear you. We just established, though, but that they weren't in direct conflict prior to Donald Trump being in office. I mean, them not liking each other, them having, you know, a ceasefire or whatever, like that's different than actually dropping bombs on each other. And that's what I'm talking about.
No, dude. Why did the Ayatollah flee Iran in the 70s or the 80s?
I mean, again, like I'm not neglecting the past history or between Israel and Iran. I'm not saying that. I'm not overseeing. It is. It is. So cool.
They've been fighting for thousands of years. The Semites hate each other. No. They fight. That's what they do.
Again, listen, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these sides have not been in disagreement or in some way, shape, or form in being adversaries. But what I'm saying is they were not in active conflict against each other, which active conflict was them shooting missiles at each other. They weren't shooting missiles at each other prior. That's the point.
So it's not active conflict when they say you can't build a nuclear warhead and they build one anyway? That's kind of conflicting.
Well, I mean, what actual verification do you have that they were building a nuclear warhead?
Well, I mean, we did drop some bunker bombs on their site, so that's all the verification.
We absolutely did, because Donald Trump has to stand behind Bibi Netanyahu. I mean, they're supporting Israel. But again, there's been no actual proof showing that Iran was actually making any type of nuclear weapons. I mean, literally, they've been getting audited, and they passed every audit, and while they didn't have to be audited. And again, Donald Trump is actually directly responsible for this war.
What? No, he's not, dude. Obama is directly responsible for this.
It's Donald Trump. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Cool. So so Obama signed that shit deal, but under that shit deal, there were no actual complaints or no actual worries of them making nuclear weapons. And even more so, that's when they agreed to start being audited to verify that they were not making nuclear weapons. And then in 2018, Donald Trump pulled us, the United States, out of that quote unquote shit deal and gave them complete carte blanche to start making nuclear weapons, which again, I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I don't know. But what I am saying is that prior to Donald Trump pulling us out of the Iran nuclear deal, that if they would have been found making nuclear weapons, then not only were there economic implications, but there could have been military implications as well. But when Donald Trump pulled us out of that, there was no more, that deterrent was no longer in place. So they actually could make nuclear weapons. And now Israel, fast forward 2025, says, hey, we're going to attack you because we think that you're making nuclear weapons, and we worry for our freedom, or we were worried that you're going to attack us. And
it was 2024 when they started planning the attack.
I'm not talking about when he's planning this. Oh, okay, cool. How do you know he started planning the attack in 2024?
Because that's what everybody's reporting.
Who's reporting that? Can you give me an actual verifiable source that reported that he started planning the attack in 2024?
I mean, that's what's being reported now.
From where?
Is that they started planning it last year.
From where?
They probably started planning it.
No, Uncle. Give me a source. You said everyone's reporting this. Can you point me in the direction where I can find this?
I mean, you could Google it, dude.
Google what? Tell me specifically. I'm sitting. Yeah, I am. That's why I said, give me a source. Google what?
Let's Google when they started planning the attack in Iran.
But you said everyone. Okay, how about this? I'll Google it. But can you tell me who I should actually Google? Is it BBC? Is it Al Jazeera? Is it NPR? Who reported that?
Well, I want to go with NPR.
Okay, you said you wouldn't?
No.
Why?
Because they're weirdos.
Well, I mean, they're weird because they're a credible news source. Cool, that's fine. Who would you go for? Who did you hear this information from, Uncle?
From the news, from MSNBC.
You heard it from MSNBC.
Yep.
First of all, I wouldn't listen to you would listen to MSNBC, but you won't listen to NPR.
Yeah.
Uncle.
I've never heard of
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Ain't no way. Anyway, I'll play the game. So you said MSNBC, right?
Yeah, look it up.
Sure. I mean, I'm going to go on this fool's errand just to prove you wrong.
No, I mean, you're not going to prove me wrong, but do a little research on this attack.
No. You hold on for a second. I don't want you to try to run away from what we're doing right now. I fucking knew it. How did I know it? I knew he was going to do that. Fucking knew it. I knew that's what he was going to do. You sit there and throw out that lie. Also, the thing that I was going to actually make a point of is if you're going to say, oh, the planning started in 2024, why not in 1992? Because that's how long Bibi Netanyahu has been saying, that Iran is making nuclear weapons. Like, so that's, what are we talking about? I think it's pronounced Delos? Delos? Is that how you say your name? Delos, are you there?
Oh, yes, but that was accidental. I'm not a Trump supporter.
Oh, okay. No worries. I'll drop you down. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one. All right, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We got DJ up here. DJ, how's your Saturday going?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. DJ, you know what? The one thing that I know about you, at the very least, and I can appreciate that, I know for a fact you're not going to take that option. You're not going to crash out and run. So that's at least a thing. DJ, your people are weird. Like, I mean,
you're entitled to your opinion, Santana.
Yeah, but they what? Seriously, no. There's been they come up here and they cry and they whine and okay, at least. I will get into it, but anyway. Let me read these off real quick, DJ. W's in the chat for Justin. Justin sent a $2 donation. I like how pre-existing conflict didn't matter under Biden, but now there's a pre-existing conflict under Trump and it's completely different. The hypocrisy for their orange leader is wild. Listen, do as they say, not as they do. That's what they live by. Also, W's in the chat for the Tory experience. The Tory experience sent a $2 donation saying mediocre conservative white boy and he ran. Listen, they're all mediocre and they all run. DJ, he's mediocre, but he's not going to run. But, there's that. W's in the chat for Tory. Guys, if you like to support the live, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And also, if you are on YouTube, you can send a YouTube super chat, and I will read that out. Rollins, are you a Trump supporter? Rollins, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, DJ, would you mind if I talk to him for just half a second before you and I get into it?
I got but a few minutes, but if I take off, I'll catch you next time.
Okay,
but
that's perfect.
I'll hang for a few.
Perfect. Thank you, DJ. Rollins, I got a question for you. I can barely hear you.
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, question for you.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Do you want to play a game?
Rollin, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
You really expect me to answer that stupid ass question?
I do.
Well, check this out. You traitors are pathetic.
I hear you.
You are absolutely pathetic. No, I really don't want to tell you more at this point because you done started off on the wrong foot.
but literally you came up here.
I was prepared to have some type of...
We're going to do this for a second. DJ, you see what I'm talking about?
I hear you.
Literally, they all do this. I don't know what it is. They take the crash out option. Okay, DJ, give me a second. Let me see if I can re-engage with Rollin. All right. Rollin, I'm sending you a request to come off mute.
Dude.
So, Roland, would you like to actually get into a debate?
How am I crashing out, number one?
I mean, at the very least, if you're not crashing out, you're whining and crying.
What type of conversation
so is this not crashing out right now?
How am I crashing out?
Because you immediately get into your feelings.
My feelings? What are you talking about, dude? This conversation is
you're throwing a mantrum right now.
You've already muted me.
I hear you because you immediately started to crash in.
That's why. I'll say it like it is because you're a bitch.
I hear you. Would you like to actually engage in a debate now, Roland? Since you got all those feelings out, or are you still going to cry more?
You're a bitch.
Okay, so you decided you're going to cry more.
Pedo bitch.
I hear you. There you go. Listen, we understand that your feelings are there. It is. DJ, did I not say it?
You did.
I literally have to take this off the background every single time. I'm gonna have to take this off the background. It's wild.
He seemed a little triggered. Usually I'm at least 2 or 3 minutes in before I get triggered.
Yeah, but you know what? Like maybe it's because they've never seen like an actual production behind a live. Right, and they're like, I don't know, DJ. I put time, energy, and effort into like all of this, right, with the background, with the sounds, and like all this other stuff. And I don't know, maybe like it bothers them. Anyway, DJ, what you got?
I don't know. You were just talking about the Iranian thing, and I mean, you do understand that they have failed inspections from IAEA, right?
I mean, yeah, but we also
what happened with the recent attacks by Israel.
Say it again.
I said previous to the recent attacks from Israel. I mean,
right. No. And what more so, my point is that they've actually continued to give oversight. Right. I mean, they've continued to give access for those audits, and at the very least, we've known the amount of uranium they've been enriching. Right. But DJ, what did they just do? Like, what did Iran just do?
I mean, you're going to have to be more specific.
After the actual bombing, like they pulled, I'll just tell you, they pulled the oversight access. Right. So now they're not even going to let them back in to continue to verify how much uranium they're enriching. The United States has already come out and say now, not only did we not actually hit their uranium enrichment, but now we have no idea where it's at. So they don't know where it's at. There's no more oversight.
You don't think they know where it's at?
That's literally what they're saying.
Who is saying?
The Republican Party.
They're saying that they don't know where the uranium is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Lindsey Graham.
That's not what I understood. I'm pretty sure that...
No, Lindsey Graham went in front of everyone and said that. Lindsey Graham, after they got the security briefing, Lindsey Graham did an actual interview and said, now we don't know where it's been moved to. Now, whether it's the truth or not, I don't know, but that's their official...
that point, but I would, I need to research that, but... You do understand that they had uranium enriched to 60%, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you do know that there's no reason to have it to 60% unless your intention is to build a weapon. Agree?
That's not true.
Why would you need
DJ? And I know you're smart, so don't play that game with me. What do they need in order to actually be able to make nuclear weapons? What percent?
They need to get it to 90.
Exactly. So if your premise is that they're doing it over long term, I'm willing to hear that premise. But as far as saying that at that 60% rate,
if you're using uranium, if you're only going to use it for electricity, for nuclear power, that kind of thing, not a weapon, you don't need it any more than 4 or 5%. Iran is the only country in the world that had uranium enriched to that percentage that didn't have a nuclear weapon. The only one in the world. Okay. So what does that tell you, Santana?
It tells me that they were enriching uranium to 60%, but not enough to actually make a nuclear weapon.
Well, the jump from 60 to 90 is pretty short.
It is, but it's still a jump.
And the enrichment was reported by the IAEA. So at that point, Israel and the United States said, they negotiated hard.
Wait, hold on. It was not Israel and the United States. It was Israel. Come on.
It was Israel that negotiated or Israel that attacked?
Well, Israel, when did they negotiate? Because Israel wasn't negotiating.
Santana, you don't remember you've got 60 days to comply? You don't remember that?
Okay.
From Trump? I mean, would you agree that that happened or no?
Wait. When did he say that?
About 70 days ago. Trump came out and said, we're not doing any more negotiations. You got 60 days to comply. And basically on day 61, Israel attacked.
Hold on.
I mean, somebody in the chat just
let's
said,
see
I'm not
here.
in the mood for DJ and his lives. Okay. If you
hold
want
on.
to say that
Hold
I'm
on,
a
DJ.
liar,
Hold
at
on,
least
DJ.
have something to back it up. I mean, I haven't said anything that's a lie. Just because you want to declare that I'm a liar, I mean, that's your prerogative, I guess, but it's ridiculous.
Trying nuclear, a lot of people feel President Trump violated or didn't violate it on June 23rd. Decision unconstitutional. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but like this is my thing. I'll have to keep looking for this because I don't remember exactly where that was. But like the thing is, right? If with him actually doing that or saying that Donald Trump specifically told Bibi Netanyahu not to attack Iran, like literally said, don't attack them.
I agree.
And Bibi Netanyahu did it anyway. So like that was an actual thing directly from like he dissent. I mean, it was complete dissent.
I agree. And you heard President Trump's response to that too.
Yeah.
President Trump posted, "Do not drop the bombs, return your bombers."
And they still did it because they don't care what Trump says.
Well, you're right. You're right, Santana. They did still drop some bombs, but they didn't drop what they had anticipated. But, and please don't get me wrong, okay? Trump had his reasons for doing it that way too. All right. You know that you've heard me say things against Donald Trump, and you've heard me certainly support Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. But there's no question that Donald Trump wants him a Nobel Peace Prize. There's no question about that.
He does. And then they put it in, and then they had to immediately pull it out because
he saw his Nobel Peace Prize going away right there.
He did, and which caused him to be like, it literally caused him to crash out on national TV, right? And like he was like,
he's the F word. So
that was him right there.
Yep, that was him.
He crashed out when they took his nomination away.
Yeah, I think was it Pakistan? Somebody nominated him, and then it immediately.
It was his administration.
No, another country had actually nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize, and then when those incidents happened, I think it got withdrawn.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the thing that I'm getting to though, DJ, is there was no actual validity. It was Pakistan. Schmitty said it's Pakistan. Got it. But like there was no actual validity behind the point that that they were actually in preparation to make a nuclear weapon, and then even more so with Donald Trump telling Bibi Netanyahu that he did not want Israel to attack Iran. Bibi Netanyahu said, "Screw you," and did it anyway. Donald Trump did not want to join this conflict, and Bibi Netanyahu realized that the Iron Dome in Israel couldn't actually hold up against this attack from Iran, and so he then begged Donald Trump and America to get involved because Tel Aviv was getting bombed.
I mean, technically, the Iron Dome could withstand an attack from Iran, but they couldn't do it without U.S. support.
Exactly. Yeah. And even more so, like what the actual approach that Iran took was, touted to be like masterful because they didn't just shoot missiles, or they didn't just shoot the same type of missiles. They had a massive barrage of a bunch of missiles for a set amount of time, and then they actually flipped it to like their hypersonic missiles that were more pointed and targeted, and so they went with quantity and then immediately shifted to quality, and they couldn't keep up with the actual change, and that allowed them to be successful in their attacks.
Okay.
But with all that being said, like literally, this whole thing, and again, DJ, I'll give you the point that I've given to other Trump supporters. Donald Trump is directly responsible for this conflict.
No, sir. No, I mean, I can't go along with that. I mean, the fact that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, period.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And we agree on that, DJ.
Terrorism has shown that, that they cannot be trusted.
And we agree.
And so, I mean, I think that now, is Israel within its rights to do exactly what it did?
Technically, yeah.
I mean, they needed to make sure that Iran understood that we were not going to tolerate them having a nuclear weapon.
But see, DJ, like, this is the thing. This is why I said Donald Trump is directly responsible for this conflict. And you know exactly where I'm going. If Trump wouldn't have, and I'm not even going to say if Trump wouldn't have pulled us out of the nuclear, the Iran nuclear deal, if he would have at least had some type of plan after pulling us out to ensure that there was some type of agreement still in place where they would not make a nuclear weapon, then we wouldn't be here today. But since he pulled us out and he didn't actually have any type of plan in place, whether they were or were not making a nuclear weapon, I don't know, but whether they were or were not, they had the ability and right to do so. And since they had the ability and right to do so, it gave Israel the opportunity, since, Bibi has been saying since 92, oh, they're weeks, they're months away. Bibi had the ability to say, oh, they're doing it. And there was no agreement in place to verify that they weren't doing it. And so Bibi actually attacked them.
I mean, do you know why he pulled us out of the agreement?
Because it was an agreement done by Barack Obama. That's why he pulled us out a lot of stuff.
I mean, do you know why he pulled it out, though?
Because he was envious. Come on now, like, DJ. So we can talk about certain principles, thoughts, and all this other stuff, but like, let's be honest. Donald Trump has systematically attacked multiple things that Barack Obama has put in place. He's tried to destroy his legacy in multiple ways, whether it be him trying to overturn the ACA, pulling us out of the Iran nuclear deal, the fact that he's taken Barack Obama's picture down from the White House. Like, it's an Obama thing. I even specifically think that the reason why he's going so hard after Harvard is because, one, Barack Obama graduated from Harvard, and two, Barack Obama's daughter was accepted into Harvard where Barron was not. So, like, I mean, hell, the reason why he ran for president is because Barack Obama made fun of him at the White House correspondent.
So you don't think it had anything to do with Harvard, basically allowing, anti-Israeli?
I mean, I think, I think it's, I'm not saying I think it's the fact that Harvard wouldn't bend the knee to him, right? And I do think that's part of it. But I think that the fact that Harvard does have that connection to Barack Obama is another thing. Like, it's another tick for him. I'm not going to say that's the only reason, right? Just with everything else is not the only reason, but it's a thing.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a thing, but that's a pretty big dig. I mean, I don't think
but
that.
But you, like, Obama.
You're digging deep to get to that. That's
but Obama has literally lived rent free in his head forever.
Okay. All right. I mean, he's definitely referenced President Obama, no question about it. But not as much as President Biden, I'm assuming, because, Biden is the one that actually defeated him in an election.
Oh, yeah, that really got to him. But even more than that, like, he has a thing with
in an awful lot of heads as well. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I don't know. Give me an example.
Okay, let's see. They try to take him off the ballot, the presidential ballot. Donald Trump.
Who tried to take him off?
More than one state before the presidential election tried to take him off the ballot.
Oh, you mean after he tried to overthrow the United States government?
No. Well, that may have been their excuse, but it didn't work.
Okay, I mean, but like, how was that living in someone's head then?
Really? So, let's see. How about the 34 felony case? How about the E. Jean Carroll case? How about?
Wait, hold on. Don't speed. Don't speed. Wait, don't speed run it, DJ. So,
okay.
34.
All right. Tell me.
34 felonies. I mean, like, yeah, he committed 34 felonies and he was found guilty of 34 felonies. Now, he actually got something that no one else would get. No punishment. Like the only punishment that he got was having to go through that court case and to be labeled as a felon, but he has no restrictions of a felon. Like he literally travels the world, right? I mean, he did no jail time, he did no parole, like nothing. So yeah, I mean, he's a 34 count felon, but
if his offenses were so horrible, how is that even possible?
Because he's the president of the United States of America.
He wasn't president of the United States when that case went down.
Yeah, he was president-elect when his judgment came up, and prior to his judgment,
like when the sentence came down, but he wasn't president-elect when the verdict came in.
No, and that's why they found him guilty. But they postponed his sentencing until after the election.
Okay.
So literally, they waited to see if he was going to become.
Anything suspicious about those 34 felony convictions?
No.
Okay. So
I mean, let's understand that the reason why it was a felony is because Donald Trump decided he wanted to be a cheap a-hole. But also, people say, "Oh, it's never been a felony." Yeah, but no one has ever specifically done what Donald Trump did, or at least no one has been caught for doing what Donald Trump did. I mean, the predicate crime connected with him trying to actually interfere with the actual vote, right? I mean, trying to cover it up and not get
explain that to me in your interpretation of that, Santana.
Well, I mean, no, it was a predicate crime. So the actual payments were they weren't a federal level. I'm sorry, it wasn't a what's the word? Felony. That holy smokes! It wasn't a felony level, but the actual connection with trying to cover it up in order to win an election is what propelled it to a felony level crime.
Right. So basically, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if he wasn't running for president, then it wouldn't have been a felony.
Okay. So basically and again, you tell me if you disagree with this, but basically the reason it turned into a felony was because it involved campaign funds.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically they're saying he used that money to try to persuade an election by people not finding out that this woman accused him of
it wasn't accused. I mean, like he did it.
He has always denied that he did it.
Him and Stormy, I mean, he denied it, but Stormy Daniels has proven that they had an affair.
How did she prove it?
Wait, she's actually put out information about it. Yeah. And also she had the payments for the hush money.
That her and Donald Trump had a tryst.
What do you mean a trust?
A tryst. An affair.
Yeah, she put out information about it, but even more so, it was proven that he paid her the hush money to not talk about it.
Well, there's no question he paid her hush money. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and hold on. Was there a defamation case?
Excuse me?
Hold on, I'm looking this up.
Okay. But
go ahead.
My point is, how many times in the past do you think that someone has sued a woman has sued a powerful man, that rather than just go through it and try to deny it and prove it and do all that, they say, just pay her off and get it over with? How many times do you think that's happened?
I do think that's the thing.
The first time that's ever happened?
No, I don't. I know for a fact that's the thing, but like the point to that though is like, so Donald Trump has this
but
Donald Trump has this weird thing.
You voted for a felon. You voted for someone that's been convicted of felonies. I mean, technically, it was a misdemeanor. And even then, what did you call it? The special circumstances? What did you call it?
What do you mean?
How they turned it into a felony from a misdemeanor.
Yeah, it was a predicate crime.
Predicate crime. Okay.
Yeah.
And did we even know what the predicate crime was when that trial started?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. That's how they were actually able to. That's why they were actually able to bring those. Didn't turn into felony charges when the trial started. They were already federal charges when the trial started.
I'm not going to argue the point with you, but if you look it up, when that trial started, the predicate crime had not been announced yet. Just so you know, because we were all waiting to hear what it was, and what it turned out to be was exactly what you said. You said he used that money he tried to hide that money in his campaign funds, which then was interpreted as, well, he's trying to sway an election, and that's how it became a federal crime. Does that make sense?
Here, give me a second here. There's a timeline. Key developments.
I mean, the whole point of this conversation was, and I got to go in just a minute, Santana. I appreciate you having me up, but you know,
that's not true. They knew what the predicate crime was prior to the actual start of the trial.
Say that again, please.
They knew what the predicate crime was prior to the start of the trial. There's a if you want to look it up, there's a AP News article that gives not only a complete breakdown of the actual hush money case, Georgia election case, federal case, classified documents, civil fraud, all of it, and then they have multiple key points that you can drill down on: the indictment, key developments, trial, verdict, all of this stuff. But yes, they knew exactly what the predicate crime was prior to the actual court hearing. Got awfully quiet in here. Hey, debunking the dim. I just sent you an actual request to come up. Come get in the box and tell me and prove to me how they didn't. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Now you got the option. Come prove it. I got the information up right here. Go ahead, DJ.
No, I'm just gonna say, man, I got to take off, man. I appreciate you having me up. I enjoyed the conversation.
Same here. And DJ, like seriously, at the very least, thank you for not crashing. They keep doing it. They keep being weird, and at the very least, I know you're not gonna be weird when you come up. So,
all right, man.
All right,
y'all
have a good one.
Talk to you.
As you know what that was, though. That's another dub. That's another dub. Let's see here. 45, 47. Do. Kina? Is that how it's pronounced? Kina? Kina, are you there? Okay, I don't think Kina knows that they're there. Guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Yeah, the crickets, he just went silent. Just silent. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We are only talking to Trump supporters, guys. Please do not request up if you are not Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Let's see here. They keep dropping as soon as I bring them in. They keep dropping as soon as I bring them in. Debunking Dems is still watching and still has that invite sitting, and they're still not coming up, but they're muted, and so they can't actually say anything. That's wild. Anyway, guys, if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Guys, there's 630-some people hanging out. If you look up at the top, if there's a follow button, that means you're not following me. This is the main account now. Make sure you go ahead and hit that follow button. If you don't hit that follow button, you will not actually be able to, know when I go live. Also, go in and actually hit that, no, I'm not bringing Kenny up. Why would I bring? No, absolutely. Kenneth can't come up. I have no interest in letting Kenneth up, and Kenneth definitely can't come up. Burger, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Burger, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Hello. Want to play a game?
Burger, which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king?
I don't know. I voted for lower prices, good immigration policy, and good tariff policy.
Good. I understand that. Did you get any of those things? Because I don't think we've gotten any of those things.
I would say that we did. I think that the tariff policy has been beneficial to us.
Wait, hold on. What tariff policy?
Trump's tariffs.
Right. What tariff policy? The blanket universal tariffs?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the ones that he has put on, taken off, and now, like, said it was going to happen in July, and now they're saying that they're going to pause it again? So, like, what? I'm so confused. What are the current tariffs?
Again, I think that they're finalizing the deals.
Finalizing what deal? They literally just pulled out of a deal with trade negotiations with Canada yesterday.
Yeah, I think that Canada practices unfair trade deals. And
I hear. Literally, we already had a trade deal in place with Trump. I'm sorry, with Canada, and Trump pulled us out of the deal that he actually set up.
Yeah, because the deal turned out to be gives us less of an advantage as we first thought. Canada still has all these provisions which prevents us from, agriculture companies selling there, cellular companies selling there, media.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to bring this person up at the same time because it's funny. They waited. Debunking Dims, how are you?
I'm good. What's up with you?
Good. You waited until you had a friend up here and felt comfortable and safe to come up?
No, I didn't. I was actually making sure I had everything in line. That way I could bust your ass.
Okay, I hear you. Give me a second. Let me finish with Burger for half a second. And actually, let me just let him finish his thought, and then I want to come directly to you because this is interesting. Burger, finish your thought real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll just sum it up.
And I don't want you to drop. If you could just hold tight. Something tells me that this guy's going to crash. But go ahead. You got it.
I think that the only way we can reindustrialize is with tariffs. Biden believed in tariffs too. His subsidies didn't work, and I feel like a lot of these other countries practice unfair trade practices which isn't addressed. I mean, Canada blocks all of our agriculture. They block almost all of our media. How is that fair? I think that a lot of countries practice unfair trade practices, and the trade deficit has been detrimental to us.
Okay. So I'll say this. The one thing that I'll kind of agree with you, and I do think that most quote unquote countries practice in unfair trade practices. I mean, I think that's the point as far as a country is trying to get an advantage against another country to benefit their country. So I'm not going to push back on that. I also though don't think that you can say that, well, he's going to implement tariffs and use tariffs as an actual a negotiating tool, but somehow bring in manufacturing at the same time. There's a lot to it. We'll get back to it, but just hold tight for me just half a second if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. Debunking Dims.
Yo, what up?
All right. Burger, I'm gonna mute you for a moment, okay? So I know you heard it. I'm not even gonna play the sound effect for you. Which one did you vote for? More wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms, or did you just want a king?
Let me know which one of those happened. I don't know. I don't know that you elect a king. I never seen that happen. Do you?
Exactly. I didn't
Has
say
that ever
I didn't
happened?
say
No,
that you
that's never
elect a
happened in
king. I
history,
said you
right?
want a king.
It's never happened in history, has it?
Sure.
Has
What is
anybody
that?
ever
What does it say on the
elected a king?
background? Does it say
Huh?
elect the king? What does
That's
it say
what
on
you
the
just
background?
said.
No, I said which one did you vote for? And then I said more wars, higher prices, less freedom, the love of isms and phobias, or did you just want a king? Literally says it right there. Does it say elect or want?
What war
Does it say
are we
elect
in?
or want?
What war are we in?
Does it say elect or want?
I'm just asking. Which one of those are true?
All of them.
Inflation's down. We're not in war.
Wait. More wars. Literally, there's been 2 wars that have started under this Trump administration.
And you're saying those same wars wouldn't have started if Harris was in office?
I'm saying that
right?
that Kamala
So that's
Harris
what you're
has
saying.
better. No, I'm saying Kamala Harris has better international experience, and it's less likely that they would have started under her actual under her actual presidency.
Now, buddy.
I hear you, but can you tell me who has more international experience?
You mean just like when she went out to Russia to talk to Putin, and then he
Who has more?
bombed
Who has
Ukraine, he
more?
invaded
Who
Ukraine?
has more international experience? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
How?
His first presidency. What has she done internationally?
Multiple things. She's even done something that Donald Trump couldn't do.
What did she do?
She got money for the border wall from Mexico. Thank you for the
did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Donald Trump said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Didn't happen. Kamala Harris was able to not only go to the triangle countries and help find out what the root cause is for the migration and get them to invest more to keep people in their countries, but she also was able to negotiate with Mexico to get money that was put towards the border.
Right.
something that Donald Trump couldn't do.
Let's get back to those weak ass 34 felonies you crying about.
Listen, why are you bouncing all around? Yeah, you can't.
That's where I came in. That's what I.
You,
that's
wait,
what you sent me a request on.
You can't prove a point, and
That's
then you
what you
immediately
sent me
try to
a
bounce
request
around.
on,
Well, stop saying stuff that you can't prove. But cool, let's get to these quote unquote weak ass 34 felonies. What do you got?
Okay, so in the indictment, actually, there was not a second crime to turn that misdemeanor into a felony listed, buddy.
Who said a second crime?
That's the only way you can turn. The only
You
way
mean
you
a
can turn those
predicate
34
crime?
misdemeanors into a felony.
You mean a predicate crime?
Yeah, underlying crime. Yes, underlying charge.
So there was no predicate crime.
Not in the original indictment. No.
Did I say in the original indictment, or did I say before the trial? I said
didn't
before.
say. You
Yeah,
didn't
I
say.
did.
You just said
I
it was
literally
listed.
did. You were so busy doing whatever you were doing, you weren't actually listening to me and DJ's conversation. The point that he said that the actual predicate crime was not known before the start of the trial. I said they knew what the predicate crime was prior to the start of the trial. That's what I said. God damn, that silence is so loud. Holy smokes. Then you put yourself on. Did he leave? How the fuck did I? Oh, that's not true. Hold on. All right, guys, we might have to hit a restart, but we'll see. Keep tapping the screen, guys. If you don't mind, let's do all the wonderful things to protect the live. Let's do all the wonderful things to protect the live. Tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Gifts, all the wonderful thing that will help protect the live. We might have to hit a restart. We'll see. Also, guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube and you like to support, you can send a YouTube super chat. Also, guys, if you look up here at the top and it says follow, you're not following me. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Hit that follow button and then turn on the alert so you know when I go live. All right, Burger. So you were saying basically trade deals, unfair, manufacturing, come back, right?
Yeah, and I think that the trade deficit's also not to our advantage.
I hear you. Hey, didn't I call it? Didn't I say he was going to crash?
You did call it, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I know when, you know. All right, so help me understand, because again, I don't necessarily completely disagree with you in the sense of like, unfair trade agreements. I mean, I think that every country tries to get those agreements in their favor. But like, how is Donald Trump actually doing anything to fix those agreements? Because I mean, when you take such a blanketed approach where you just, throw stuff against the wall and see where it lands, I mean, that's not really a right approach.
And I can agree. I don't think the way he's implemented tariffs has been the best, but I still think that they are necessary, especially to lower the trade deficit and to bring manufacturing back. I think that free trade has actually been really, really bad for America as a whole. I mean, basically in this financialized economy, because, we're making no products anymore because all the corporations are buying products from, they're building factories in China because that's where cheap labor is. So in this financialized economy, you really only have like 5 cities, and the rest of these local and small communities are constantly having to be bailed out by these big cities. I mean, local industries are completely destroyed right now. If you go to Indiana, if you go to Ohio, if you go to Wisconsin, if you go to these places, local industries are completely
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But the thing is, right, is that without a targeted approach, and also, like, I don't understand how you can use it as an actual negotiating tool to bring back manufacturing, because even if you do bring back manufacturing, there's multiple factors that would say like having manufacturing back in the U.S. wouldn't be beneficial, from the fact that the cost of living, as far as being in the U.S., the actual payout would be higher to have stuff manufactured here, so the goods would be even more expensive. But then also, like, we understand the automation trend that's occurring, especially in the manufacturing industry. I mean, even if you actually bring, like, they literally have factories there and warehouses where there are no human beings working in those now. So it's not going to actually do anything to, help increase American standard of living.
And I would say this, look at the job satisfaction report since the 1990s. It has continuously gone down. People say that it's such a crazy idea about Americans working in manufacturing jobs. I would argue that I think a more diverse job market, this job market is just so competitive. Everyone's entering the same job, everyone's getting a degree. It really puts in a disadvantage for middle-class Americans having to compete with a lot of these higher class and international students.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, so I'm going to have to end the live here in a second because we got a restriction and it wasn't able to be overturned that you're giving because, like, I don't think you and I are far apart. But I think that if we really wanted to address that, because, yeah, I mean, I think the middle class has specifically been squeezed in multiple ways. And if this administration really wanted to do something to help improve the quality of life of not only the middle class, but everyday Americans, then they would do things like invest in STEM and science programs to try to take advantage of this AI boom that we're getting ready to go through, instead of actually trying to pass legislation that says, only the federal government can actually have any type of oversight over AI for a 10-year period.
Well, I don't know when it comes to AI. I'm not really familiar when it comes to that. I think that's a really complex issue because, I think AI can be very dangerous.
I completely agree.
And you look at a lot of professors, and it's crazy because a lot of, the founder of AI says that, AI can make humans extinct and stuff. And
I agree. Like, have you ever seen iRobot?
Yeah.
Have you seen Age of Ultron?
No, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Avengers Age of Ultron?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Have you seen Endgame?
I have seen Endgame, yeah.
But you haven't seen Age of Ultron?
No, I'm not the biggest, movie guy.
Burger? You like magic?
No. I'm not a magic guy.
I like magic. But would you like to see a magic trick?
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't personal, Burger. I just want to do that. But no, listen, feel free to come back anytime. We gotta we're gonna hit a restart, or I don't know. I might just come back later. Not gonna lie. Guys, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you are following me. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna hit the outro.
Twice emotional stability. Sound body.
Guys, interesting debates. I don't exactly know what's gonna happen. I think we've only been live for like an hour or so. Tough luck, but we'll keep it moving. Maybe I'll be back later or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the taps, likes, the shares. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for being amazing. I love you all, and as always,